guys, how y'all doing? Today is Sunday night, and I am going to finish this journal. It's just been sitting here too long. I don't really remember exactly like where I left off at. I'm gonna say we were putting tags in. I think I have one more tag to make right there. I think that was my last tag. So I got scraps over here, a lot of them. So I really want to use these before I cut more paper or more anything. I like this. I thought about this. I think I used this right there, so maybe not that. Okay. I think this is the tag that I want to go down in there. I think that's the right size. I have a skinnier tag that would still show up. I like that. Then I got this one, and I don't know exactly why. That one's kind of too short. Oh, I know, and I was going to stagger them. Okay, but I'm not, because it's just getting too fat. So, let's take this, that, maybe this. No. I do have this. And that would look nice with that. Kinda. Wow. Okay. That's just part of a piece. Something brighter. Something. Just white might look okay. I got a leaf. Got one leaf. Got one flower. Huh. Oh wow, that looks really pretty. Maybe that. Okay, I can't do this all night. I'll never get done with it. Okay, I'm just gonna use this. Just this. Maybe put the flower, cover that hole. Just start gluing. If you glue, you can change your mind. Okay. I don't think that's what I want to lay down first. Okay. I don't want to do it over the whole tag. Let's just do part of the tag. Okay, so there and there. Let's just see. Gotta even it up because I got all crazy with it. Okay. No, you know what? I do. I want to lay this down first, I think. I don't know. But then all of the manila isn't covered. So is that okay if all the manila isn't covered on a tag? I don't know. I've never not covered all of the manila. I think it'll be okay. I don't think there's rules. Nope, no rules. Well, but it's not right. Yeah, there may not be any rules about. Oh, there's rules. There's rules. Just joking. Okay. Good enough. Always busy, busy, busy when my Larry is home. Busy, busy, busy. It's always kind of relaxing when he finally gets on the road. I mean, I miss him a lot. But that first couple of days is kind of relaxing. I really need a clean house. Like, oh, seriously. But maybe it's not going to happen tonight. And he knows when he leaves, I usually stay up and clean house. And he was like, how late are you going to stay up tonight? I was like, I don't know, because I don't think I'm going to be cleaning tonight. He's like, what? I was like, nope, not tonight. I think I might go dig out my leaf stamps too. But I'll probably just do that after we put it all together. Then I will stamp in the pages if I need to. Right about, let's say there. Okay, that doesn't look horribly bad. And do I need the leaf? I don't need the leaf, but I like the leaf. So what could we put for, like, do you think we need a word? Just a tag. I think we'll be okay without a word. Because when he's home, I don't clean too much. I just like to spend time with him. I don't care if the house is clean or dirty. Just clean the bathroom and I'm happy. And the kitchen. I can't go to bed with dirty dishes in the sink. That just doesn't happen with me. So I used this tab punch on those ones. So maybe I want to do a little thing different over here. Maybe I will use a corner chomper and just make, my cat thinks I'm crazy talking to myself. He's just staring at me. Maybe I'll use a corner chomper to make the edge. I like the scallop one. I like the scallop one. And it's probably too full for me to do this, but I'm going to try it before I empty it. Okay. And then you flip. Like, just flip it. You'll see the difference. You want it to look the same on each side, so just flip it. Yeah, like that. That's alright. Still need something. Still need something, but I don't know what. Let's just ink it and see if that's what it needs. I gotta go online and find if I can see some videos about the spray oxides. You know, I thought I ordered the distress oxides, and I don't have very many of those. So maybe about a month ago, maybe a little bit more, I decided to fill out my spray collection. But instead of getting, you know, because you just put a word right there on that white, instead of getting, do y'all know how to dump this? The distress, I ended up getting the oxide. And if you know this, I don't like the oxides. I don't like them, not one bit. But yeah, there are bunches in there, but for some reason, like, mine doesn't clean very well. Open gates, empty bin frequently. Open the gates and empty the bin. None of mine empty like I see other people's do. I know it's me. I know it's a user error, but you can hear them in there. They just don't come out. I don't think it punches right anymore because it's got stuff in it. But instead of coming out the middle, where I see other people's, I gotta drag it out of the sides. Huh. Weird. Anyhow, there's still so much in there, but I just can't get it out. It doesn't come out. It's weird. Do that some other time. Okay, so there's that tab. Oh, anyhow, so does anybody have any good, like, recommendations for sites for using the distress oxides? That would look cute right there. Would it? No. If you do, if you'd put them down below, I would appreciate it, and I will check them out. Okay, so we're going to make a thin journal. It's got to be. I saved my bag from my dinner the other night. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me. I'm not planning on using it in a journal. I just want to keep the recipe for the chicken paprika, because it was good. And I never know if I will be able to find it again. I don't really know if I'm going to dig too far. Okay. There's one. Oh, do you know, I haven't ever used this set yet. I printed it out to see how it would come out. This is by a new person I found. Oh, she's good too. She has beautiful, beautiful papers, but that's neither here nor there. Anyhow, so, okay, this is for the one I will use for the cover in it. So let's see how wide wide my journal can be. Okay, my journal can be. Let's line it up. Okay, line my journal up, and it can be not quite 4. So I'm gonna say 3. It could maybe be 4. Let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it ends right there. Yeah, I think 4 will work. So then I'm gonna come here, find the 4 mark. Right there. Good enough. Okay? That's where I'm going to fold. Do I see my mark? Yes, I do. Finally. Okay. So then I'm going to pinch it. And I'm just going to measure it again. Make sure it's 4. We're close. It's real close and I like that. So, okay. I really wanted that kitty, but, or one of these. So I don't get one or the other. Darn. We'll do this side. And we'll see. It's probably 4 right there. Yeah, that is 4 exactly. So I guess I'm going to have the words and the sunflowers rather than half the cat. I'm still going to have half the cat, but we're going to have the whole cat in the end. One on one side, one on the other side. So, is that about right? Yep, that's about right. When you do paper crafting for so long, you really get to know your measurements. I want that like poem. I don't want to lose my poem. And the cat will be okay. You still see him. You don't have to see his butt, even though every cat I've ever met wants to show you their butt. Okay, so this is what the printable paper comes in her kit. I'm going to tell you who she is because I really liked her. I liked everything that she had. Now I know her name started with a J. Janie B. Journals. She was, you have to go check out her Etsy. Janie B. Journals. And her journal matches. Her journal pages match. This is not Janie B. Journals. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna bet this is I downloaded from Calico Collage too because she gave a beautiful freebie and I just couldn't take the freebie without buying her. Yes, this is from Autumn Breeze by Calico Collage. This kit that she has is just amazing. Maybe I'll print that page out and show you because it is absolutely stunning. And I print my pages at 8 by 10 usually. So I will print it. And I just print it on normal. I don't print it on best. So I'm so sorry that I told you wrong at first, but it is so pretty. Okay, so will that fit right there? Yes. And when I sew it in, will I be able to close it? Yes. Okay, so this is the outside cover. Let me get one of my boxes that has the, it's right by my desk. It's okay. I don't gotta go nowhere. Ugh. Sorry, I'm doing this in front of you. It's kind of rude. But I'm just gonna grab some papers. Nothing fancy. Just, so I want to make, I'm going to call this a daily. So, one, two, three, 4, 5. So, really, 4. I don't want it to be too thick. That's my thing. I just don't want this to end up too thick. Does this have a handle? Because it's not shutting. No handle. Okay. Isn't this beautiful? that's like the colors in it and the theme. And she gave away, excuse me, if you sign up for her email, like her newsletter, every month she sends you like this beautiful freebie kit. And then me, I feel obligated. I gotta go buy the kit that matches the freebie kit because the freebie was just so beautiful. So maybe we'll work that in here somehow. Okay, so my pages are gonna fold at 4 inches. Well, a little less than 4 inches. So I'm going to use this as my guide when I fold, and I'm just going to fold. They don't have to be an exact size. They can't be bigger. They can be smaller. I don't like them bigger. Although I do see people make them bigger and they stick out and they leave them and they look just fine. So I'm not offending anybody. Of course, I don't watch very many YouTubers. I don't have time. I don't know how people do have the time. I don't have the time. By the time I get all my outside chores and household chores done every day, if I get to play in my craft room for even an hour, I'm so happy. Do you know I miss working? I miss working so much. I feel like I have so much idle time, and I have to fill it with something. I just can't. I guess I have a hard time relaxing, and I always have, but I always liked working. Thought about finding a little part-time job somewhere. I don't know doing what, because it has to be super low stress. Not so much physically low stress as mentally low stress. I can't handle any drama anymore. People like to keep drama going. I just have to distance myself from them, because can't handle it anymore. My old heart says, girl, no more drama. Of course, you know, drama's fun sometimes. It is, and you know it. Sometimes it is fun. We started our Christmas shopping this weekend, and we knocked out quite a few people. And, you know, I don't have any grandchildren, but I like to spoil my nieces and nephews because they are all adorable. I lost my pin. My glue is going to dry up, and I lost my pin. I got a new pin. It's got a big bulb top instead of that tiny little white one. I kept the same tip. I just bought the pins off of, I think I got 25 pins from Doris, and they're stainless steel. So next time it happens, I got it. Anyhow, we bought all sorts of junk. Just had fun. One thing I never have to worry about my Larry. He likes to shop. Usually it's him dragging me into the store. Usually it's a home goods store or something like that. But he's the one dragging me in, not me dragging him in. But of course I like home goods. You can craft with those. I bought a hot rack. Not sure my ceiling, the way it is right now, can keep it, like hold it, but he says we'll fix the ceiling next time he comes in and replace a beam in the attic, and then that should make it work. Cleared out all the overgrowth in my flower bed. I didn't plant anything in the back this year. I just planted on the side. But next year I want to plant that garden in the back. A big garden. Maybe. Depends on what happens next year. Okay. Oh, I don't think these are all the right size. So let's see. Yep, I got some that aren't. They gotta be trimmed. Oh, but darn, I'm gonna keep that. I don't want to cut anything off that. I like that jagged edge. Okay. I might use those, but these go. Okay, so now they're all the same height. They don't have to all be the same width. They gotta be all the same height for me. Close. Okay. I need a doily. Always gotta have a doily. I want that to be on the I really want this one to be on the inside with those weird little lines. I like that. So then we'll put our music paper and then put this like that. It's going to be thin and it's just going to be a daily for 7 days. And then I guess you have an extra day for something else. Okay, and I'm going to make a pocket so we can have an add a page and a pocket. And I think I will use this one because it's so pretty. So I really want that autumn, as much of that autumn as I can use. So I know I'm not going to get it all, but I'm going to get the general gist of the autumn in there. So okay, so I'm going to mark it right there. I know that's where I want to cut it. And then I'm going to leave another ½ an inch. But I got to pause you guys and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So, oh, pocket. I was making a pocket. So, let me move this again. Got a liquor box up here with a towel on it for my cat. Takes up a lot of my desk. I think I'm going to get a step stool. Like a little, so the underneath is opened, but he can still sit there and look out the window. See if he likes that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. If you like cats, you'd love this kit. I lost the box. There it is. Okay. It's going to be the simplest pocket. Okay. This one's really pretty too. I just sat and admired it for a second. I think she's really talented. I think her name is Norella. Okay. Let's move that before they dump it. Gonna go a third, and then flip it and go a third, and then flip it and go halfway. So I'm going to say it's 7.5 probably 7 inches long. So I'm going to go 3.5. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to add to this. See, I wasn't right, but it's okay, it doesn't matter. So we're going to just put a little notch here, not a big notch, just a little notch, like a little miter right there. It's not big. Okay. There. So then we're going to pull these up. You could use your nail, or you could get something to score it with. And then we have that. And it's not even, but it really doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you that now, because you're not going to see the sides side by side. One's going to be on one side of your book, and the other is going to be on the other side. So let's see if any of these will work. And I don't think they will. Nope. So, no, where is that? The writing page. So this is the one I'm going to use. And then you are not going to fold this. You're going to cut this and then attach it to both sides so it continues to fold good in the middle of your book. But I'm still going to do this to measure. So I'm going to cut right there, and I'm going to cut right there. But I'm not going to put any more, I'm not going to put any more pockets inside the journal. This is the only pocket that's going to go in there, because I don't want to bulk this up. I want to keep it as thin as I can. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to find my notch. So my notch is right there, so that's where I'm going to cut this. And I bet it's right at 3.5. Yep. Okay. Set that way aside. I'm going to ink these because I don't want them to be ugly. I don't want to see that white. Okay. And I know everybody hates watching like a long series of videos, but there's always somebody out there that's never made anything but a basic journal, or maybe there's somebody that's never even made a journal, and this helps them a little, maybe. I don't know. Used to help me is to see how to make something. And if you don't need a die, well, that makes it even better. And you don't need a die for pockets. You make pockets, envelopes, everything without a die. I regret all of those dies that I bought. I regret them all. There's not a single one you can't make by yourself. You don't have to buy a die. Okay. So this one, you want to get close to the edge, and then you could make a little notch with your round, one of your round punches. Or if you have this punch, oh no, where'd it go? You guys know. Or one of these. Okay. So if you have this punch, which is not exactly my favorite punch, you can make a little hole, a little notch, like that. Okay? If you don't have that punch, and you do know that punch costed $10.99 when it was new. It's crazy people are paying that price for it. And just come here and put this right there. And it's just a 1-inch circle punch. So if you want to spend your money and get that other punch for, like, I don't know, the last time I heard somebody say what they paid for it, it was like 90 bucks. If you want to pay that, I have one, I'll sell you. But yeah, I think that's crazy. People are paying that for that punch. It's never ever been my favorite punch. Okay, so I don't close up these. I guess I could, because it's kind of silly I don't, and I always say that it's kind of silly you don't. I just like to make sure my tag my goodness, y'all hear that dog? He got a lot to say. Barking dogs don't really bother me, except I know they're barking for a reason, and I always wonder what that reason is. And he sounds loose. The other morning I woke up to people's cows in my front yard. I like cows. I just don't like them in my front yard. Okay. Now, if you really wanted to get fancy on your pocket, you could line that white part where you see with something. I'm not going to get that fancy on my pocket. Oh, I had to laugh. The other day I mentioned I was in a group that they have a lot of cliques, and if you're not in their clique, well, maybe you don't really feel comfortable in their group. I don't feel that comfortable in that group. But then another group owner that I'm in, she messaged me, and she was like, do you not feel comfortable in my group? And I was like, no, I like your group. I shut my mouth, because you never know who thinks you're talking about them. But nah, I wasn't talking about her. I love her group. I mention it all the time. Okay. So this is going to go right in here. Nope, that's there. So we'll put this right here between those pages. Now you don't get an add a page when you make a pocket like that, or when you make, like, I call it an envelope, and I guess it's not an envelope, but yeah, so I lost my add a page in here, but you could add a page easily if you wanted to add a page. I'll show you real quick. I'm not going to add this in here, but I'll show you. So say you wanted to add a page here. You take your paper and you lay it down, right? Because you're going to assume this is sewed. And then you would score maybe a 1/2 inch. And then there's glue that 1/2 inch down. And then you would have another page. Or you put an envelope in that has a flap and use that flap for an add a page. If you wanted to add your page this way, the same thing, you make the 1/2 inch, you glue that 1/2 inch down, and then you have another writing spot. There's probably others, but those are the ones I can think of right now. So here's this. Here's, I gotta put stuff away. If I don't, I can't find nothing at all. Okay, put this right over here. And this goes right here. You know what I was thinking? Maybe I could just make an elastic wraparound, and then you could reuse this over and over. And that might be what I do. Okay, I just want to make sure it's not too fat to close. And it really is not. That still closes really nice. Like, it's not too fat once you're going to get it tied. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. So I am going to do, it's just taking up more of your time, but I am going to do the elastic. So how you do the elastic is, and it's going to be really tight right here though. Really super tight on both sides. I don't know about the elastic. I don't think the elastic will work, so I'm going to have to sew it in. Bummer, but I'm going to sew it in. Okay, so maybe this goes from being a, well, that didn't work. There you go. It's just a writing. But it would be cool if I could do the elastic. And maybe I'll show you that someday, but not right now. Okay, so you make your tail. You thread your needle. And these needles are super easy to thread. Thread your needle. Leave your tail. Not too long of a tail or it'll catch every time, but that's good. Then you get this and you think about it. Is there anything else you want to add, or any more pockets or anything? No. So we're going to put this right here. And I don't usually do this, but today I am, because I want to make sure I get it right there. And I'm going to mark it. I don't usually worry about this, but today I'm going to give myself little holes or little dots. And I'm going to get this clip right here. I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to get this one and I'm going to put it right there. Okay. Usually I just wing it, but not today. Not today. So you go in the bottom first. It's a lot of layers to get through. We're going to need our sponge. This is where the sponge comes in. And it really isn't going to go through with the glass mat. So get one of your little mats that you can push into. And you know you're going to, I'm trying to do this where you can see it. That's my hard part. Okay. Now push because you got a good grip. Okay, we got to make holes with y'all. It's only 5 pages. How weak can you be? Okay. I don't want to sew the lace in. I don't want to make a big hole in the lace. So go through till you see the tip. And then one more right there. Okay. Then you get your needle. Then you see, can I push it through? Yep. Still need this. Okay. So it comes out the other side. Me and something sharp today out in the yard made contact. I didn't want to meet it at all. Okay. Okay, so say you go through your lace like I did. Pull your needle out. Just go up underneath the lace with your needle and pull your string back out because I don't want to sew that like that. See? I'm just going under and pulling out. So there. It's a good thing these needles are easy to thread. Okay. Give yourself a tail. And go in this middle hole. That was easy. And I really don't want to catch that lace again. So I'm going to pay attention this time. And I'm going to hold the lace up with my thumb. And get my needle through there. Okay, just one more. And we can take that off of there for this. And we got to go back through. Don't get the lace. Don't get the lace. The middle part. This is the only one that ever really gives me a hard time. And just try to go straight through. Sometimes you can't, sometimes you can wiggle it through. Pull it tight. Get all your lace out. And just try to go straight down, avoiding going through the thread. Like so. This is a hard one for me. The middle one going through the second time, it always gives me grief. And I just keep this on the shelf right next to me because if you have to set a weird eyelet or whatever, It's good to have one of those little mats. Okay. Okay. I don't like to take a chance of losing my needle. I just don't. So I always make sure I at least put it in the sponge and in the hole, and in just a minute I'll do it right, but I have lost my fair share of needles and found them with my foot. Okay, then look out here and just make sure it's tight. Not too tight, got to have a little bit of room in it. Then tie it twice and you're done. And this book is done. I ended it. Try to keep that covered. Okay, so this is what we have. Even if this was upside down, it would be over. Okay, so we have just a final, oh no it's not, I need a little tag. Okay, so I'm going to tie this real quick so I know exactly how much of a tag is going to fit down in here. Okay, how big of a tag will fit down in there? Oh, that one will fit. It should fit, but if it's closed it might not fit. Okay, so then I'm going to mark it. I want this to be right a little bit past that material. I just want that tag to be a little bit past. My cat is like, will you go ahead and do that, Mom? I know it's upside down for me, but it's alright for a second. It's not even. Yikes. God, that poor little dog. Hope he's got another dog out there to talk to. Is this the side that goes in? No. That'd be too short. No. It's the other side that is still uneven, and it's probably not where I wanted it to be. Because it was uneven. It's okay, we're going to make it work. Okay, that's still good. Still good, still good. Okay. Put a little decoration on it. Right there. I'm going to try to get that as straight as I can. It's okay. I just want to get rid of the white edge. Nothing great. Then put that right there. I like that word French. I think that's what I'll put, French. Put a little bit of this to go behind that word. And just dealing with my scraps. That's what I got over there. cut a piece off of this. Nope. I shall just rip. I will just rip it Neanderthal-like. I'm pretty sure that's what the Neanderthals did when they made junk journals. Okay, so it says French. I'm gonna rip just a little bit off the top too. Be careful I don't rip into my word. So then I feel I have to rip that off too. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna glue it. I think this goes this way. And I know it really doesn't matter. But I like it centered. That'd be good. Then this. This, the little word, okay, then, oh wait, okay, and then I know in here there was a tiny little bit somewhere, if the cat didn't take it. I don't need a whole bunch of it. I just need a little tiny bit. You know, that lace. Did your brother take my lace, dude? Sorry, guys. I think the cat took the lace because I can't find it. Okay, I got more. Oh, I got something else. Sorry, guys. You know, it's close. It's very close. It's not the same, but it is very, very close. So, I don't need much. Maybe nobody will notice. God, I hate that cat. I don't hate my cat, but he steals everything. If I leave it on my desk, that cat steals it. He's like a klepto. And they loved being here. They think this is their room. So, let's see. This is a big one. I gotta have a big scrap. about this one? I wonder if this would work. Stay in there. Ugh. Man, these are very hard to punch. Ugh. I think I might have to stand on it. Ugh. They don't make punches like they used to, that's for sure. Thank God. Because some of those are rough, but they're cute, so I'll keep it. Gosh, and he's such a sensitive cat. If he heard me say I hate him, he probably would never come around me again. But he is a little klepto. Okay. I don't know what I did with my bone folder that I had. Oh, feel so bad. I said I ate my cat. Okay, so put that right there. Heck yeah, that looks cute. Put this underneath it. Yeah. No, a little up more. There. Darn, it's really just not wide enough, that ribbon. It's like, it's too late. We just put it down. Hope for the best. And I don't really worry about putting glue right there. I just put it in the top and the bottom after I put it down. I lost my pin. Okay. So there is my little tag. That's going to go right in there. And it's cute. Okay, so there it is. It needs something right there, don't it? I don't know what. Maybe I'll think about it. So it opens like this. Y'all are good that this is over, right? It's been a long one. If you watched them, this is a long one too. It opens like this. There's these tags over here. That is a really pretty tag. I like that one. And it just slides right back down. And then there's this tag right here. If you look really close, I wish I could show you. Those little scratches on it are from my cat. He likes to scratch the paper. So weird. I tell everybody, this is they come from a cat friendly home. So there's little nuances of cat. Okay, so then you open it and it is, I will just put some paper in those, like that, to give a place to write. That may be too wide. No, it's going to be okay. So there's that. There's just these a doily, these random papers, strings you can add a charm to. If I had time, I would. If I want to end this journal. So they might still get put in there, but not right now. Put that right in there. Not like that. Isn't that cat cute? You didn't even get to see one of the kitties. Isn't that cute? And then this opens up. There's a poem there. Somebody will read it. And then a pretty cat. And then tags in here. Right there. And then a big tag back here. And tags over here. That's an alright tag. It needs a little something though, doesn't it? I don't know what I did with the... She needs a little something. Oh yeah, that would add a whole lot. Oh, wrong one. Oh, I almost cut the handle. But it looks nice right there. I'm gonna add it. Come on, scissors. Sorry, just takes a minute. It adds so much. Right there. It does add. And you'll do this your whole journal if you do it. You'll just keep adding. And then there's that. I like that one too. And then there is this little book right here. Pretty plain, but super cute. Has a token doily. And I don't think it has an added page, but it does have some neat little feathery charms right there. Maybe I should put some in the other one too. I won't do it right now, you don't have to worry. Because this is long, I know. So there is that one. And that just slides right back in here. So it's got duo journals. And it is a little fat, but it's all right. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you watched all of the videos, thank you very much. If you liked the video, please like it, subscribe, leave a comment if you want. I'm real bad at replying to comments, so don't be offended. But yeah, there you go. Bye, guys. Have a very nice week. See you next time. Bye.